Chat, what's going down? Welcome to this week's Scrim School ScrimCast. I am your host, Bobby Socks. If you are new to the ScrimCast, the way this works out is we have two guests each week. We talk about state of the game, metas, hopes and dreams for the future, things that we missed from the past, stuff like that. What makes them so good at how they play. And then the second half, we open it up, we run scrims with the guest of the week, and pull people from chat, and we kind of rotate it out. If you guys have any questions throughout, feel free to type. I will try and catch them as quickly as I can. If I miss one, I'm sorry. Type it again. Sometimes chat flies by, so I kind of miss stuff. But let's undeafen and get to meet the guest this week, Mr. Bboliee, and Rotatr, or Ben. I am looking forward to this one. These two are absolute fucking warlords. Let's get it undeafen. Let's get it popping. Gentlemen.
Yo.
How are we doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic, actually. Just had a banger stream, and I'm really excited to be here with you, Bobby.
Hell yeah, that's what we like to hear.
Yeah, dude. I'm excited to answer some questions and play some motherfucking games. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So, let me ask first and foremost. Ben, do you prefer to be called Ben or Rotatr?
It really doesn't matter. I mean, Ben's fine. It's faster.
But I wanted to call you Rotatry, like your Twitter.
Yeah, you gotta chill on me, man. The account that has the @Rotatr has not tweeted since 2011, but
Bro, I got you beat. The account that has the OG Bobby Socks tweeted once, Christmas Day 2009, and he was talking about hot dogs, and that was it.
No shot.
Yeah, he's like, warm hot dogs are the best, and that was the only tweet he ever posted.
No
it was
actually-
2009, bro.
they're preying on our downfalls, man. Like, that's just...
I would
Dude,
get after
crazy.
Twitter for that one. I'd just start raging.
Yeah, he follows one person, which is Lance Armstrong, and 0 followers. Like, not even kidding,
Oh
bro.
my God.
That's unbelievable.
That
It's
is
so-
actually scripted.
Dude, I almost don't want to take it just because it's so fucking gold when anybody tags, like, the wrong @
Bobby sucks, and then it's just some guy with one tweet from 2009 talking about warm hot dogs. Like,
Yep.
That's
Exactly.
actually too chilly.
Right? It's so good.
comedic.
It's so good. All right, so let's get it popping. First and foremost, gentlemen, introduce yourselves. Who are you? What makes you tick? What do you enjoy? It doesn't have to be in game. It could be out of game too. Or if you're a recluse like Mr. Onyx, all you do is game.
Understandable. I'll go first.
Go ahead.
My name is Bboliee. I just graduated high school a semester early, so I've been on the stream grind, really grinding out the content on TikTok and whatnot, trying to get as many people in the stream to help out. I do a lot of trials help, carries, recovs, all kinds of raffles, comp help, 1v1s, anything Crucible related, you can find me doing that. So, yep, that's basically how I am at the moment.
Hell
I
yeah.
don't really do much else outside, other than like go to the gym and work at Noodles and Company.
Okay.
Multiple time noodler of
yeah.
the month. He never mentions it. He's too
Oh yeah, I was Noodler of the month, like a few months ago.
Noodler
so,
of the month.
yeah, it's going on my resume in case the stream thing
Bro,
doesn't go
sold.
well.
Noodler of the month. I love it. All right, Ben, what you got? Introduce
I
yourself.
mean, similar story to Bboliee. I'm in my senior year of high school. I did not graduate early, though. I'm just kind of wrapping up some of my classes right now. I graduate in less than a month, so all intents and purposes, I'm done.
Oh shit, son.
I'm not as much on the content creation grind as Bboliee is, although I do occasionally stream. I mean, typically my free time is either, I'm gaming, or I'm listening to music, or babysitting my dog. He's an absolute handful. But but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hell yeah. So if you two don't know me, I am Bobby Socks. I am a gamer, a podcast host, obviously, a father, and yeah, I work full time as well. So I'm busy as shit all the time.
Yeah.
Beast, actual beast.
And I run an org too, so yeah. I sleep when I'm dead.
Yeah, rarely. Yeah.
Very, very rarely. Very rarely. All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's talk Destiny. So, what got you into it and when?
I think, well, me and Ben's been playing since like the beta, right? So
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been playing since Taken King. He basically got me into Destiny. If it wasn't for Rotator, I would not be here right now. Is basically what I'm
shit.
saying.
That's an origin story right there.
Yeah. We met in history class, and I had just gotten this new game, Destiny: The Taken King. And I was on my Destiny item manager showing my other friend Tom like all the shit I collected. And this Ben fellow walks over. He goes, "Hey, is that Destiny?" I'm like, "Yep." And he's
Yep.
like, "Alrighty." And then I don't know. I think because I found him, it was just more like I don't know. We just had that bond. And yeah. So I kind of lied. It wasn't actually him. I got into it because of a different friend, Tom. But Ben really it was me and him playing constantly because my other friend that introduced me to the game, he just quit. So it was me and Tater just for the long ride, you know.
Sounds
Yeah,
about
we're
right.
e-dating.
Hey, I respect it, man. There's always that kind of story where you have some friendships you made back in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope. Either way, that's so sick.
Yeah, it's really rare, honestly, and it's really just cool to have I don't know. We've been friends for so long. Just play well together. It's the chemistry of Bboliee Rotatr.
The rotating Bboliee.
Indeed,
Yeah.
Indeed. All right, Ben, what's your origin story? What got you into it?
So, I had been a fan of Bungie games since I had been playing video games. The first game I ever really played was Halo Reach with my dad when I was 10. And so I was kind of into Bungie games, and I saw they had this new IP coming out, and I was like, "Yo, this seems kind of cool." I got the pre-order around Christmas time, and I was just waiting for the beta to come out. Beta came out, played the game. I really enjoyed it at the time when I was 12, and I just kind of stuck with the franchise ever since.
Okay. So here's the $1 million question. Which console you start on?
Xbox, baby, yes sir.
I used to like you guys.
Yo, my bad. Yo, run it back. Nah, PS4. No.
Yeah.
I just could never, honestly, I just love the Xbox controller.
True.
It just felt better than play. I played PlayStation and I've used the controller and I've just loved the Xbox controller. Also, all my friends were on the Xbox. I mean, if all my friends were on PS4, I obviously would have PlayStation. It was just wherever my friends were.
Right.
So,
no,
yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I started my little flex before you guys pushed my shit in scrims. I started on the Destiny First Look Alpha on PlayStation.
Sheesh.
We're talking the OG alpha test where it was only open for a week. Dude, there was some wild shit in the alpha that I'm glad didn't make it in.
Yeah, I don't even know. I couldn't even. Yeah.
It was nuts.
I can't. Yeah.
Titans could travel with a bubble. They could walk around with that shit.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that in a trailer.
Dude, it was fucking wild. You pop your bubble and you just cruise through the Crucible. As you pass over people, it stuns them. It was chaos. Straight chaos.
No, we need that back
Actually,
in we need that back in
absurd.
D2 because anything to just beat up stasis, I'm with it.
Yeah. I mean, you were completely untouchable. You moved heir apparent speed, but you were completely untouchable. Everyone just had to run.
Could you shoot out of it?
You couldn't shoot out, but as soon as you crossed over someone, you could just punch them. So,
right, yeah.
you were just a mobile fucking bubble that, gave you weapons, too, so you could actually step out with weapons. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
that
was-
just sounds crazy.
Yeah, it was absolutely fucking nuts. I'm glad that it did not make it into the actual game, because you think people are screaming about stasis? Imagine somebody popping a bubble and cruising through your team. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just rather not think about that, to be
right,
honest.
right. All right, talking classes. Let's talk mains. What characters do you main in subclass?
I'd say Hunter is definitely my favorite. I feel like I'm about the same skill level on all three, just because my entire Destiny career, I've just always flipped off of each character. Like I didn't ever really have a preference except for D1. I liked Hunter more. I still think Hunter is just the most fun. But in D2, I really don't main any certain class. Because like I used to be known for just running at people on Titan and Trials to do carries. But then the whole time I was just liking Hunter more. It's just I'm all around the place on that front. But hand cannon's definitely my favorite gun. That's definitely my main. Any hand cannon, I fuck with it.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
yeah.
Do you have a preference between 180s, 140s, 120s?
Well, I loved 150s, right? But
Right.
so 140s definitely now. I used to just collect hand cannons with good rolls. Like I have Jack Queen, Waking Vigil, like multiple dyers, spare rations, just any sort of hand cannon I could get my hands on, like I would use it.
Okay. All right, Ben, what you got?
So, back in Destiny 1, I absolutely adored Titan. I loved Skate. I thought that was just like the coolest movement mechanic. I watched a lot of like Sir Demetrius videos of him playing Titan, skating around like a just missile, and I just thought that was the coolest thing. So D1 I played primarily Titan, primarily Striker. D2, however, it's really a variety. I mean, I play Hunter, Warlock, Titan pretty equally. I'd say in Trials before Stasis came out, I kind of gravitated towards Top Dawn, Zali, usually shotgunned, and I sniped back when we were doing carries last summer at like 4 in the morning. Um,
Real.
that was and that was I mean obviously Dawn is just crazy right now between the melee and Icarus Dash, so that's
True.
kind of where I wound up gravitating towards.
Okay. I dig it. What would you guys say you use in more of a scrim/tourneys type setting? Like, do you play off of your teammates, or do you kind of just ego into this is my role and this is what I'm running? Face it applies too, obviously.
Yeah, I haven't played Face in a while, but I mean, same thing. We just got off some scrims. Once again, just any hand cannon. Like, I actually especially like Thorn in this game,
Okay.
just because of that perk. It's not like too obvious when you get it, so it's like I don't know. You can sort of get the jump on people. Like with Ace, you can literally hear it. But yeah. So if I get annoyed, I'll just throw on Thorn and then just slide around with my teammates. And then other than that, I like to take ones, but you know, you don't really find those much in like competitive 3v3 modes.
Right.
So that's why we've played a few tourneys, me, Ben, and like a couple of other friends, like depending on the tourney. And we just struggled because we have this trials mindset of if we can just win our ones, like we'll win the game. But there's just a certain kind of positioning and like team movement in like high level threes that I don't know, we just haven't fully grasped. Not because I mean we're inexperienced pretty much. Like we don't play threes every day like the K9 guys or
Right.
something like that, but yeah. Uh, yeah, I mean, we consider ourselves good individually, and then me and Ben's like chemistry kind of mixes together with that, and then we just kind of fuck it up.
Okay. Okay. I dig it. I dig it. Ben, are you still a lot more of like the sniper type, or have you? I mean, we're watching trials where you're playing with a shoddy, obviously.
Yeah, okay, funny enough, and like this literally whatever, you just so happened to pick a stream where I was crazy tilted not playing well for the VOD
The most
display,
recent
but
one.
yeah, that's neither here nor there. But so typically, like if we're playing threes together and it's curated teams and it's not just like random state like
Pickups.
lottery pickups, yeah.
Okay.
If me and Zali are playing together, I'll tend to snipe, but I mean, it really I'll kind
depends
of
on the
flex to the
opponents,
team's needs,
kinda,
and it
yeah.
depends on the opponent. Like there's the guy we played our tournaments with, Ducky. He's an
Oh, I know
absolute
Ducky.
warlord. Yeah, absolute fiend sniping. I mean, I got no shame in saying that he's better than I am, so I would kind of defer sniper to him, and I would run shotgun with Zali.
Yep.
But it really just kind of depends on who we're playing with and who we're playing against.
Yeah, Ducky. I mean, you can't really ego Ducky off of a sniper. Let's
Yeah,
be
absolutely
real.
not. Yeah.
Mr. Clip Hitter. Yeah, he's pretty nuts with it.
Wait,
Right on.
are you talking about? There's two different Duckies. The Ducky we played with is now just like a Valorant god.
Yep.
Are you?
Yeah.
Did he
Okay.
used to
Ducky
be
W?
in Revere?
No,
Or is that
I
It's
think you're
Ducky?
thinking of It's Ducky. Yeah.
Got it.
This is our buddy that like I don't know. He didn't stream Destiny at all.
Okay.
Just because he didn't have the facilities to do so. But now he's like he's a partnered streamer. He plays Valorant and like Rust and stuff.
Okay.
He quit Destiny, but yeah,
So he
back
kind
in
of
the
pulled
day.
he kind of pulled a potato.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I feel that. I feel that.
No, I see how it can get easily confused. Those two Duckies.
Two Duckies, both snipers.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
fair. Yeah, I don't think I know that one then. I was definitely thinking It's Ducky.
Yeah, no
So-
problem. I retweet his montages all the time. If you ever see one, his
Oh.
heavy is like a little duck in a D.
I'll definitely have to. Well, shit, I'll have to give him a follow or something for that. Well, let's. I'll do that after stream. Let's keep it rolling. So y'all play D1, obviously. Were you guys always PvP mains, or did you do a lot more PvE previously?
I'd say I was honestly just the full Destiny sweat. Like I was just good at PvE and PvP. Not to toot my own horn, but no, I would just only play this game, like only this game. I would learn all the raids and the cheeses and stuff to get everything done as fast as possible and whatnot. Like I was just the full Destiny guy. But ever since Beyond Light, that fire that burned in me just kind of died out. I mean, D1, D2 year one kind of burned that fire out, but then I came back in Warmind and I was having fun. So I had fun all
Right.
the way up to Forsaken. Forsaken was so fun. Forsaken was the best thing that has ever happened to the Destiny franchise, in my
Interesting.
opinion.
You think it was better than taking? Well, you didn't play the House of Wolves. Never mind.
Yeah, I didn't play
Ben.
really any year one.
Yeah.
What would you put? House of
So-
Wolves to Taken King, or Forsaken as the #1 game changer?
So I also, when Forsaken came out, is right when I transitioned to PC. So after experiencing all of year one on console, and cross save wasn't out yet. So I started a fresh account on PC in Forsaken, and kind of, just like back in Destiny 1, kind of going through the first year, starting completely fresh. I feel like Forsaken edges out Taken King for me. I think just the depth of
Interesting.
content and the levels to the end game were just that much more polished with Forsaken. I think both of them are A+ content releases, but Forsaken has a special place in my heart.
Okay.
I was saying, like, I love. Oh, sorry. I just loved taking King, but like Forsaken was just. I don't know. It brought that fire back, you know. So that's why
Right.
it has a special place.
Yeah,
But
no,
go
I
ahead.
feel that. I liked Forsaken. I really did. I think still King's Fall saved Destiny 1. 100%.
Oh, that
Oh,
raid was
I
absurd.
agree.
It was so good.
Yeah. I used to do PvE raid carries, and I made a Titan just for that raid.
Oh, nice.
Not even kidding. I had because nobody ever had Weapons of Light back then. And you
Yeah.
need it for orcs. So it was like, well, we need Weapons of Light and I'm doing carries anyway. I might as well make a Titan. And I literally just
Yeah.
had my Titan for that reason.
That's
Like,
real. That's real.
yeah, it was fucking wild, man. It really was. Those were the times back then. Holy shit. I'm just thinking back because, like, I've been with Bungie since OG Halo 1, right? Like, Combat Evolved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're talking way back. So as soon as I heard this was out, I was like, oh shit, I gotta pick this up. And I've been stuck with it since. It has its times where it's a little tough, you know? And we'll
Yeah.
definitely dive into those ones, especially with
Oh yeah.
Trials,
Mhm,
which is what we're
smile.
going to roll into. Mr. I see you sword peeking on Divider.
Yeah. Oh wait, this is actually right when I 1v3 a cheater. If you want to just watch it. Real
No, Smokey, I matched him a couple times. I am
Oh yeah, he
very
does
aware
not
of
give
who
a
he is.
fuck. He does not care.
No,
He
Mans has hit the best shots ever. He runs with I want to say it's Nezuko, I think.
yeah.
And
Our
both
buddy
of them.
Clarity matched him
Mm-hmm.
with
I've
Nezuko.
I've matched him 3 weekends in a row now, together,
Oh
and
my
we beat him
god, man.
once. And we are like, all right, we got this. The next time we matched him, because we matched him on like game 2, and then we matched him again on Flawless, and we beat him on game 2, and we're like, oh, this is easy, and then they turned it on. I was like, this is not easy.
Yup.
Yep.
It was endless weekend, and you could not hit a lane. Like,
Oh yeah.
and
no,
obviously it's endless, so there was nothing
Yeah,
we
it's
could do.
endless. If you can't lane, you lose. Like endless is literally 3 lanes, and then yeah,
Yep.
like cheaters just rule that map. That's the one
Yep.
thing. I love endless for trials, like love endless, but cheaters just smile.
Smile.
I could
Endless was
say
a great
many
map.
things.
Right. How'd you guys feel about Trials last weekend? I'm sure you were playing Gremlin style
Oh,
all
yeah.
weekend. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I had the worst luck on my main. Like I got all the recos done, but
Dude, same actually.
yeah, no, I was on my main and we just kept finding the cheaters. Like I was on my main when we matched Smokey McPot 2 times in 1 card. We beat him the first time. We matched a different team that I don't think was cheating, but they just like they abused DMT, Titan, and Stasis,
Mhm.
and we just succumbed to the tilt. And then we matched them again, and they did not care at all. They would do
No.
anything to win.
They turned it on.
Yeah.
Peace says, "Yeah, we did."
Yeah.
Yeah. It was rough. It was very rough. I didn't get flawless on my account this weekend, actually. I got 6-1. It was pretty gnarly.
That sucks. Yeah,
Dude.
no, I feel that.
My main is the 6-1 curse. I don't know what the issue is with it. Like I cannot. I don't think I've been flawless on my own account in like 3 weeks.
I mean, that's
But-
valid. That's valid. I mean, if you, I don't know, like the game at one point, like you can try for a while, and then if you don't get it, it's like honestly whatever. The loot is good, right? But if you already have like a decent rolled hand cannon, you don't really need the adept one. It gives you like 2 extra stats, like,
Right.
and then the adept mod. I mean, it's not huge. The adept mods were a total letdown. I thought they were gonna be cool. Total letdown.
Yep. You thought they were gonna be like D1 style adepts,
Yeah,
where it's
I
like
thought it was
something
gonna be
worth
crazy.
having.
Yeah, like a different perk on a mod. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like different perks instead of just
Plus
plus 10
10.
stats for these few guns you can get. Like it's just not not interesting or deep at all. You can tell they did not put effort into it.
Right.
They simply were just like, all right,
We gotta
mods,
get something out.
mods
Yeah.
for the kids who don't get off the game. Like, yeah,
Right. How are we gonna bring
Grandmaster
him in here and
trials.
keep him?
Yeah,
Let's give him a mod.
Mods, definitely, that's the
yeah,
method.
and each week, it's a hope for a good mod, and then it was just +10 of a certain stat until Adept Icarus came, and it's
New
like,
weapons,
oh god,
new
like,
armor, pff, mods.
Right, mods. All right,
Yeah.
so let's roll that into the next question then. If you could change anything for Trials to bring the ecosystem up, what would it be?
And stasis.
And don't make it the easy ones. No, not the anti-cheat, not the new maps, not the stasis. Like, put some thought into it.
Okay.
What
I would, no stacking subclasses, I think, would be very healthy.
So you're thinking like locking out classes? Okay.
Yeah, or like I just think that, you know, the teams of triple chaos, triple dawn, triple spectral blades when they were really strong,
Mhm.
like 3 stacking a subclass that is already good just exacerbates the problem to the point where it's you either run it or you lose to it.
So counter argument to that though, do you think that would boost the ecosystem, or do you think that would make it more fun for competitive players?
I think that, I mean, on one hand, you're right that removing the things that make it easier for less skilled players to get wins, well, that is an argument. I think of it as you have less good teams making close games unwinnable by abusing the strongest items in the game and the strongest subclasses.
Yeah, no, if
Interesting.
you match 3 people who like knew what they're doing, good movement, good aim, like yeah, but good aim, good movement, and then they were also abusing like the stuff that was super OP.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally just unwinnable if you were doing like carries or something, because when you're doing carries right, you play more reserved, you try to get a pick first, so it
Yep.
makes it more even if you're playing against a stack. So like, if you're trying to play like that, and then every time you peek, it's like a Sighten and an Empowering Rift, and they hit every shot, like you just can't win. You simply cannot win.
Do you think that that's just because again, we're going to fall back to the ecosystem statement. Do you think that's because casual players don't want to touch that game mode because of those reasons? How do we get casuals into it is the big question. You know what I mean? Because when casuals are
Yeah.
in the playlist, we have more fun, right?
Certainly.
So, I mean, we match less cheaters, obviously. And we'll dive into the how to combat cheaters and all that shit. But like if we look at, say, not fucking Radiant Cliffs. What is that map called? Burning Shrine. If we look at Burning Shrine, right? For the first week, it had new loot. The player population was fucking booming.
Yeah.
I didn't match any cheaters. I mean, like,
Well, that
did
first
y'all?
Endless weekend, I did not match a single cheater.
That was
It was the new
actually,
loot.
that was the weekend I had taken a kind of a sabbatical from trials for a couple months, and that was the weekend that brought me back. I played on a friend's account, and I just helped Zali run carries, and I had the best time on the game I had in months.
Right.
That
Because the ecosystem
that
was
weekend.
full.
Yeah. It was like we were fresh off the stasis changes. There was new loot. Population was high.
Mhm.
It was awesome. That weekend was great.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you. I do. So what can we do to bring that every weekend? Like what's one thing that you've noticed? Because I mean, I talk with PvP players, I talk with PvE players all the time. So I want to hear your guys' points, and then I'm gonna bring a suggestion and see if you guys think it would work or not. Right?
Yeah.
Right, Zali, you want to take this one first?
Yeah, wait, sorry, can you say this question again? Sorry.
Just how would we boost the ecosystem?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Not fun. Not how would we make it more fun for, us sweaty players, right? Because good games that run 4 or 5 every game are fun, but we can't carry in that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So how can we make it so that the carries are still possible?
Yeah. So I just want to say good changes Bungie has done in the past few months. The reward system of having like the good gun at 3 and then the adept one at flawless that's good. 100%. Like having a good gun at 3 helps a lot, especially if you get like that free just people jumping off the map at the beginning. Even though I don't really like that, like the fact you can get a gun from just jumping off the map, like I don't blame them at all. But it's just like they're not playing the game. They're just jumping off the map for one bounty.
Right.
But you see, like if those players were trying to do the card, like doing a card normally, obviously they'd be playing for longer.
Okay.
So I'd say some good changes they could make would be, well, first off, 3-peaking, like removing it is a good change, except for the fact that there's no anti-cheat, so there's just not going to be a chance anymore to be cheaters. That sucks.
Yep.
I'm trying to think, like, they kind of figured out the loot, so I don't want to say better loot, but I'd say more tokens on a loss, to be honest. Like, if you got 5 tokens, or like 3 or 5 tokens on a loss after like 3 wins or something, like the higher wins you have on your card, on a loss you get more tokens, but at the same time you just get more tokens in general. Like if you lost your first game, you get like 2, and then if you lose your second game, you get 3. Basically, however far along in your card you are, the more tokens you get per game.
Okay. So apparently
like
they removed tokens from losses already.
Oh, well, I don't lose often. No, I'm just kidding, but I had no idea actually. I just saw, Crow said that. Yeah,
Yep.
That's just not smart, to be honest, because there's a lot of people that just can't win. Like, I'm gonna be honest, they just can't win. And allowing them to play the game with their friends and have fun, even if they lose, because they know they're gonna get loot, A, and then B, like, I don't know, it's trials, right? It's like a competitive Destiny 2 experience. They get to try hard and they actually earn loot for their time instead of having to win using the dumbest shit in the game against like just other not so fantastic players to get 2 wins or 3 wins, or just jumping off the map. I just feel like the longer people are playing, the better it is, because like farther along in the weekend, this past weekend, it got a little rough.
Yep.
Like every game was super hard, or recovs or cheaters. Like I have nothing against recovs, obviously I do them, but at the same time, like, I mean, you run into a player with a 1 average and then a 2.5 weekly, and you're like, okay, recovs, we have to sweat. It's basically the same as matching a stacked.
Yep.
But we just need casual players to stay on a card longer.
Right.
And have incentive to do that. And I feel like coins on a loss will help with that.
Yeah.
And increasing coins. Yeah.
True. Ben, you got anything to add to that?
So I am of the belief, and again, I don't have anything against people who do recovs. I do them every chance I get them, because for a player like me or Zali or anyone who's doing them consistently, it's pretty good money for the amount of time you invest in a card. But I think that when you get like weekends where there either the map is not the greatest, or there's desirable loot on a bad map, or for whatever reason it feels like every third game is against a cheater and people just don't want to play, so they're gonna order a recov. And having people like Walla and Panda and like just the 1% of the 1%, elite of the elite, just crazy players playing 50, 60, 70 cards a weekend is, I mean, the
Raining
odds of
for them.
matching a team that you have absolutely no odds of beating as a casual player just astronomically rises on
Sure.
weekends with like good loot and a bad map. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't, again, I don't morally oppose recovs, but at the same time, I can't help but feel like good players who would normally play 3 to 5 cards a weekend playing 50 to 70 cards is very unhealthy for the average player, and it's just bad for the ecosystem to be constantly having to fight against people who just normally wouldn't even be playing the game that much.
Okay. I see that. All right, I like that. So here's one that we've came up with through the last 20 weeks of hosting this. And I've kind of just pulled everybody's together at the same time. So we're going to go back to Zolly's loot, right? The difference is, though, we're getting rid of tokens, first and foremost. Tokens need to go. The lost bounty needs to go. And instead of tokens and bounties, random loot drops, win or loss, every game. Whether it's Trials of the 9 gear, open world gear, stuff like that, right? But I think Trials of the 9 gear would be pretty cool. Then on 3, 5, and 7 wins, you get high stat gear. We're talking like 65 minimum, right? To give people the drive to go further into the card. Because if you get, 3 win, you get a pair of boots or whatever, and then it continues going up, and then you get random drops every win or loss that'd keep people in the playlist, especially if it's Trials of the 9. And then finally, at the flawless chest, it's randomized. So it's not set in stone. You get this loot this week, where you'll get a bad loot weekend, right? Say like the Adept Rocket. Nobody wants the fucking Adept Rocket, except for PvE players. And then they pay for recovs because they can't hit flawless, or they're not confident enough to hit flawless. So then you're just playing stacked teams the whole time that are doing recovs.
Yeah, no,
So,
the Rocket weekend was like just a recov every game.
Yeah, that was
Literally every
gutters.
game.
it was rough, man. I had a couple to do, and I was not happy. I was not happy at all. I tried. I sunk probably 9 hours on a single recov, and I couldn't get through. I really couldn't. We hit 6 and 1 more times than I can count.
Yeah, no, I have some cards like that where God, you just lose like 6-1 twice, and it's just all motivation is gone. It is gone.
The most discouraging feeling.
What's
ever.
worse is when you lose your mercy to a cheater, and you're like, okay, I lost my mercy to a cheater. Let's run this back, and then the next game you match Ramsey, Nighthawk, Defizzle, right? And you're like, yeah,
or just another cheater.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no,
And I mean,
obviously, like, you respect the good players and stuff, but it's just like when there's so many cheaters, like you could lose mercy to a cheater, like you said, and then match a good team, and it's just like, man, fuck. Like,
yeah, you're so tilted that you can't even play well.
Motivated, yeah, 100%.
Or the worst is when you lose to a good team, and then you lose to a cheater.
Yeah.
That's almost worse to me, honestly. Because, like, I'll lose to a good team, and I'm like, yep, I deserve that. I'm doing a carry and a recov at the same time. Like,
yeah,
I lose to that team. Yeah, no, they absolutely earned it. And then immediately afterwards, like, I match some motherfucker like Critical Abe, and he pushes my shit in. Oh, hey, Crit.
Yo, what type of timing is that?
Weird, right?
Crazy.
Let's dive into how you guys route around beating cheaters, and how you plan on doing it once third peaking is gone. Like, what tips and tricks can you give chat to beat cheaters?
For sure. Just one thing. I have another like suggestion about how to better trials just in
Sure.
general.
Hit
I
it.
feel like if they just remove losses altogether and just like a loss like takes one win off your card or
Okay.
like two wins off for like a confidence,
Okay.
I feel like that would be super healthy.
So you're thinking kind of
Honestly,
like the
just
last
something
word
simple
quest
like
type thing.
that. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. I've heard a couple that were like loss protection for the first 3 wins on a card. So if you lose in the first 3, it doesn't count against you.
Yeah, you wouldn't just be,
That's valid. That's very
sinking
valid, yeah.
20 minutes into a card. We may as well reset. We only got 2 wins.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be a good change. I would support that.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
I think that would work too, honestly.
Yeah, just taking losses away, like, I mean, because what do you gain from losing 3 on a card? Like, everyone
Right.
resets before that.
Right.
So,
Especially token farmers.
exactly.
Yeah. But as for the cheater problem, is this advice pre or post removal of 3 peaking?
Let's do both. We got time.
All right. So pre-removal of 3 peaking, obviously the golden rule is you 3 peak. You give yourself the information advantage and you just play around the cheater, try and kill his teammates, and then collapse on the cheater as hard and as fast as you possibly can. Because realistically, if you're playing your space right, his gun can't shoot fast enough to kill all 3. Now, obviously, if it's just like a flying with ward cliff, no clipping around the map type of cheater, you
It's GG's either
you
way.
say hallelujah and you go to orbit.
You clip it and you put it up on the TikTok.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if it's just an aimbot or just a wall hack, and it's funny that you even have to say that, but if it's a beatable form of cheating, 3 peak, pick their teammates, and collapse as hard as you can on the cheater. Stasis is also a big help. Cold snap grenades are paramount if you have them to just freeze them, shotgun them, snipe them in the body, anything like that. As for if 3 peaking is removed and you can't get that information and you don't know if the guy you're peaking is the cheater or not, and you're not on Titan and you can't, slide peek it with a barricade,
Right.
I would say grenade launchers, being able to kill people around cover, will be very helpful. Kind of similar to what people used to do with Mountaintop back when that was the undisputed champion of trials. Is playing angles with grenade launchers and speccing into ability cooldowns to maybe slow them or freeze them or do big damage, apply a burn. Get yourself in a situation where even if you don't know it's the cheater, you know whoever you're pushing is weak and you force them out of positioning with your ability. So just trying to manipulate their positioning in your favor with abilities and grenade launchers as much as possible, I think is going to be the only real way to do it.
Okay. I like that. That's good. Zolly, what you got? How do you plan on combating cheaters when they take sword peeking out, my dude?
Yeah, I have a few things to add. So before 3 peaking is gone, Ben definitely said this. You definitely just have to play for the free, and by that I mean the carry. That is just gonna be so utter dog shit because he's getting carried by a cheater. So playing for free, that's a strategy used in trials. You single out the worst player, and a pick will usually guarantee the round,
Right.
unless they play it wrong. And so when 3 peeking is removed, yeah, grenade launchers, that's going to be the last option. And having a Titan on your team is going to be absolutely paramount. You just will simply be at a massive disadvantage if you don't have a Titan, because Titans have the ability to peek without peeking, you know?
Yep.
No other class really has that, other than like Hunter rolling or like Shatter diving, Icarus dash, but like those are on a cooldown, right? I mean, so is the barricade, but it stays there. Um, so yeah, Titans is just gonna be super meta, like super meta, like just to run constantly, have
I
one on your
fucking
team.
hope not, bro. I hope not.
I hope not too, but it's just
Oh.
so, yeah, dastardly. It's so bad.
Dastardly.
Yeah, and then another thing, I mean, hard cheaters that just are on your head constantly. They don't care. Unbeatable. I feel like. So, but like when it's the one little cheater who has their little carry service and their little Discord and they carry people by cheating, those are still gonna be beatable. Just because grenade launchers will always have that potential to just one-shot people around a corner. And what you can do is like with the Titan on your team, which is going to be paramount. I am going to main Titan when 3 is gone.
Yeah, that is
I'm
too
going to
real.
slap a barricade down every single time. I've been running 100 resilience for the past year, waiting for this change. No, but it's just going to be even better. So yeah, I'm just going to spam Titan, spam my little salvager salvo, and pray. Like, yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the only way. I can't really think of a different sort of thing other than, yeah, just specking maximum intellect
Well, here's to
and
hoping
using
them.
better supers. Yeah.
Here's to hoping that them doubling their anti-cheat team is going to bring us something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Fingers
I've been
crossed.
praying. It doesn't seem to be coming anytime soon. I have some faith for Witch Queen, like some faith, barely any, but some.
Just enough.
Yeah. Another thing, like, I miss Mountaintop. I wish it wouldn't be Sunset because
Huh.
I say me and Ben, we probably had a 75% win rate against cheaters, like before Mountaintop was Sunset and before Beyond Light. Like we would consistently beat cheaters, and I'm not just talking out of my ass.
Right.
Like I say
Yeah,
that
no,
with
that's-
confidence because I was low key the goat with Mountaintop. I would hunter headbang, like with my sword out, find the little cheater, just do a little like
And
jump to the right, shoot the grenade, and then jump left with the double jump, so he barely sees you.
Yep.
And you can get that free pick with Mountaintop. Like I miss it so much. I really do.
yeah, like Mountaintop specifically against cheaters was so good for the game that it almost made the Mountaintop games that weren't against cheaters
Worth it.
worth it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like I hated Mountaintop, obviously, but now I fucking miss it, dude. I would
Right.
take Mountaintop over any of this shuriken, fucking cold snap. I die
Titan
instantaneously.
slide freeze in
Yeah,
one
the-
frame.
Titan behemoth slide that the servers can't even keep up with, so you have to pre-fire its trajectory or else you literally can't kill it. It's just all type of things that are just ruined by the servers, or Bungie just straight up did not test that shit. They did not test shurikens. I don't know how the Blade Barrage melee throws 3 knives that just like fall down and do like 20 fucking damage, and then shurikens they buff them to do 90, then bounce on a wall 3 times and slow you for 5 seconds so you can't play the game. It just it blows my mind. Sorry, went on a tangent there, but
No, you're good.
it's
Whispers
really
of Durant
insane.
on Hunter is
Yo, Durance is like so broken.
So
Slow is the
insanely
worst
strong.
status effect to ever exist in a video game.
I dig
The
it, I
fact
dig
it
it.
reduces accuracy is mind blowing to me.
Mm-hmm.
You literally can't shoot back. It's
Yeah,
insane.
no, I agree. I agree. But my guess is that's kind of Bungie closing the skill gap a little bit.
Oh, 100%. I agree.
You know, give less skilled players something that they can close the gap with. Shurikens that bounce off the walls and can still tag somebody 3 walls later, right?
Mm-hmm. And bounce between players. So if there's just 3 people in a hallway, they're all fucked.
Not only that, but it bounces between players and then bounces off the back wall and hits you again.
It's just super balanced play. Honestly, they tested that out.
Yeah, no. As far as testing, I think I want to say it was Walla that posted it, and he goes, think about it for a second. You have 1 million players, right? 1 million players play 1 hour in a day. That's 1 million hours of game time. There's no way that they have playtesters that can sink 1 million hours into playtesting, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm following that. They had a great idea with the Crucible labs, but they just abandoned it for no reason.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was really surprised. They abandoned it, you know.
Yeah,
they
Crucible
did
Labs.
the Scorch Cannon game mode, and they were just like,
Dude,
yeah, nah.
Scorch Cannon was so much fun.
Oh, 100%. I actually loved playing that. Like, that's the most fun I've had in the Crucible. Not taking
Just like
it seriously.
dumb fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just dumbass fun.
It was
jumping
dumbass
around.
cheesy fun, and it was a blast. It really was.
It's something Destiny's definitely missing right now, to be honest.
True. So, let's keep it rolling. We're actually almost at an hour already. You guys are fucking awesome.
Look at that.
This has been fun.
Appreciate it, bro. You're awesome yourself.
Hey, you don't have to fluff me up. I do this weekly.
More the better.
Yeah, exactly. Let's roll into it. So, obviously, our biggest choke point as PvP players is, not counting anti-cheat. That's a commonality across the board, but it's maps, right? Would you say that's your guys' biggest choke point?
Oh yeah, they have not come out with a good map, let alone a new map, in so damn long.
It's actually been years.
Yeah. As much as I loved Asylum from Destiny 1, if they bring it back, I'm gonna be upset. They need to make new maps that cater towards how Destiny 2 plays and how PC is super different. Just bringing back D1 maps hasn't worked. It just has not. Other than Burnout for Trials. That's the only thing, in my opinion.
I actually have an answer for that. Why it doesn't work well, but I want to hear why you guys think it doesn't work well first. Why do you think bringing maps back doesn't work?
Yeah, go ahead. I honestly don't know, so I'll let Ben talk.
All right, so my thought as to why bringing D1 maps, with some exceptions, I'll say that Burnout in Trials is the great exception to this rule, but bringing D1 maps into D2 doesn't work because I think Destiny 2 is played at a much, much, much faster pace than Destiny 1. And that's not even just on PC. Because I think the average player in Destiny 2 is better than the average player in Destiny 1 was. Just because we've had more time to sink into the franchise. So, the way I see it is, if they're gonna bring back D1 maps, they need to be fundamentally reworked with the same general concept. I don't think they can bring back maps as they were and expect them to play as well as they did in D1.
Okay. So, I have an answer to that. And Wyvern actually was the one that provided it. The reason that D1 maps, small maps, right? Scrim maps, the ones that we absolutely love, don't play well in D2 is because of the FOV and the movement, right? You couldn't move as fast in D1 as you can in D2. Yeah. So, you're flying across maps that used to be small mid that become small. And then they also change things on them to try and make them feel new, right?
Yeah.
And in most cases, like if we look at Burning Shrine, They just changed the light. So the sun's not blinding you anymore.
Yeah.
But
You're
if we
not
look at
getting
things like
flashbang.
convergence, if we look at like convergence flies like convergence does not play well as a D2 map. It really doesn't.
Absolutely not.
And I think that's Wyvern made the point that it was the size, the FOV change, like none of those maps were optimized for PC. So now on PC, those maps don't play near as well because of that reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. It really does. So following that trend, like I know everybody screams they want Asylum back. Do you think Asylum would play well as a D2 map? Following the same trend that we've had for the rest of them?
All right. Yeah, I have an idea. If they do, I feel like I mean I hate Anomaly in this game, to be honest. It's just really bad. But I like their idea with Anomaly was good. They kept the same map, but they kind of extended everything, right? To kind of fit the larger kind of movement. And they only really did that like a table area kind of inside. They didn't really do that on the outside. But I feel like if they reiterate Asylum, the mid lane should be like some pillars there. I don't fucking know. Just make it like bigger.
Okay.
But at the same time, keeping it the same. Honestly, I don't know anything about map design. I don't know why some maps play better than others, to be honest. I mean, number one reason I know is spawns. Spawns ruin a map, to be honest. Burnout, great map. Spawns ruin it for 3s and like 6s and stuff.
Yeah,
Because
like
you'll just be on one side of the map and then someone will just spawn behind you, or you die with your team and your team is still alive and they're fighting 2v3 and then you just get spawned on the other side of the map, not with your team. It's just
yeah,
they
it's
need
just
to like
it's
redesign the spawns. I feel like that would help a lot. I mean, not for trials obviously, but for like competitive 6s, because comp, like if you get a map with bad spawns and you lose the first fight, it's over with. That round
Yeah.
is lost.
It's just
No, I
like on
agree.
burnout, you get burnout experienced and you lose 50 to
Yeah,
23
yeah. Inside
because
joke
you're
is
getting
endless and burnout. The
2v3
spawns are so
spawned
bad.
over and
I was
over
about
and
to
over
say
and over and over.
endless.
Yeah, endless and burnout. We call it the experience of just you spawn die away from your team. It's unbearable.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. I really do. We have a question from chat. Toast says, how do you feel about the 120 RPM team shot meta right now? Where you peak and die almost immediately. How do you feel about it?
Okay. So there's two sides that I've felt are like what this meta is about. So it's the fact that there are damage buffs are so accessible that makes the high impacts 2-tap. Any high impact, right? Because it does 90 and then it does 100 and then you're fucked by getting 2 taps and you can't even react to it. So that's one piece. And then B, it's just like if everyone is running it, it takes 2 bullets. It takes
Right.
2 bullets to kill someone if they're looking at one angle. And then, okay, so there's 3. C, the skill gap part of it is like knowing when and not to peek. So like if obviously if it's a common lane, you're not gonna want to peek it. Like I was running double carries to 3 wins, and I was like, okay, so the lane from B to their stairs, when you get glass side spawn, don't never peek it, just never. Unless you just know for a fact no one's there because you get a call out from your team, oh, they're outside. There's just certain lanes you simply cannot peek, or you will simply lose by dying instantly. And the pick wins. The pick wins the match if the teams are somewhat balanced, you know.
Right.
So it's really just all about knowing when and when not to peek. Sometimes you can't control it. You get shot behind the wall. You peek for a fucking millisecond to gather an inch of information, and you just get sent into next week by 2 DMTs in a empowering rift out in Timbuktu. Like, it's at a point it gets annoying, but at the same time you have to play around it or you will simply not win. You can't just complain and expect things to get better. You actually have to like perform and put a strategy together to counter things. And a good counter tip to chat, Mr. Toast, definitely just work on knowing which lanes people will watch commonly on trials. That's just like map knowledge.
Map awareness.
And then also, yeah, just having your radar up at all times. Like, I mean, I never use the mod, but like the like radar booster or whatever.
Radar
Yep.
tuner.
Yeah, tuner 2, like it'll just go farther and stuff. Like if you have that like on your sniper, you can have your sniper out. You have the radar farther. If you don't see anything, you could like set up your rift, and then you watch the common angle. You know, it's all about setup in this meta. I'm pretty sure. At least I feel like, because the kill time isn't as fast unless you have that damage buff. So you want to set up the damage buff or set up teams on a lane so you can get a free pick. That's how I'm feeling about this meta.
Yeah. I'm with Zali. I think that like this meta, particularly in trials, it almost plays like a tack shooter where there's real prep that goes into team fights. It's someone getting a specific angle or setting your sniper up for a pick, like just like running along a lane to try and bait someone into peeking for your sniper, or rifts or grenade placement, anything like that. And yeah, like a lot of what separates a winning fight from a losing fight in this meta is it's almost like year one of this game, but instead of things killing too slow, they kill too fast.
Yep.
And I think that if 120s weren't just so far ahead in terms of range, I don't think they'd be as much of a problem. But then DMT is the unequivocal best primary in the game. So
True.
I'm not really sure how that's gonna go.
If they don't nerf DMT, like I just have no faith in the design team at Bungie Studios, man. Like it just doesn't make any sense.
I feel that.
It really doesn't make sense.
So, how are you guys feeling about the 120 changes? I mean, obviously we read the TWAB. Do you think it's enough? Do you think it needs more?
The range nerf obviously is good. It'll put it more in line with like 140 and how it like differentiates. I'm gonna say it right now. 180s I don't think will ever have a place.
I want to, dude. I miss my malfeasance.
Oh, I miss the beautiful 180 not forgotten that with 3 tap.
That was
God,
just
I miss that.
Gunner, man. Oh my god.
I miss the service revolver as well.
Oh,
I don't know
used
how
that
good it
too.
was on PC, but on console, service revolver was fucking stellar.
Yeah, I had a rapid hit kill clip one, like before, like when it was still 150s, and it did work. It did work because of that damage buff. You could 3 tap.
Yeah, you could not forgotten people with it, with kill clip.
Yeah, and going back to 120s, I think another nerf they could do would just be lowering the impact slightly, like ever so slightly, so that you need less resilience to survive a 2 tap. So instead of like 9 or whatever it is, it should be 6. Like 6 is the common, like you want 6 on your character so you can survive certain things. I feel like 6 should be the center point of not getting 2 tapped.
Okay.
Like build design in this game, it looks diverse. It's not really diverse other than getting the 1 or 2 100 stats. And then just as much intellect as you can pack on. Like that's basically it. And then on each character, you're gonna want the mobility, resilience, or recovery for your class item, depending on if you play that way or not. And I like using my class ability.
Okay.
Like especially on Titan, if you can learn how to play the barricade, you are unkillable.
It's
You are simply unkillable.
it's so strong.
And
It
you
really
get one
is.
every 11 seconds with 100 resilience.
Yeah, I mean, we've had Calico on here, and
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cal's fucking
oh, yeah.
terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we matched him running with shit. What's his name? The
It was
absolute
Kim and
Destiny
Khan.
lover. Yeah, him, Khan, and what's his name? The
Kim.com.
dude with
Yep.
Kim.
Kim.com.
We beat him, but it was a great game, right? Calico's a fantastic player, absolutely hilarious guy. Love him to death.
Yep.
Great dude.
I've had him on here twice. He is Cal's the
He's a
homie.
beast. He's the beast.
He's a beast.
And yeah, no, I respect him because he's mastered his niche, which is Titan, and his personality fixed it. And like,
It really does.
Yeah, I bet he talked all about the barricade and how its
Oh, yeah.
implications.
Well, he gave a ton of like explanations on how to play as a Titan, right?
Mm-hmm.
How to play your barricade, how to push in, how to slide, where to place barricades on certain maps, things like that. And then he pulled heavy in scrims, and
Well, of course he did.
I've never found a more Calico statement than that. Yeah, it was like
dude.
me, Cal, and Myron was the last one, and we played with like Mighty and Zane, right?
Mhm.
We were just rolling, and the whole thing was fun. Like, it was a complete meme scrim, but that's Cal. That's Cal in a nutshell.
Yeah, no, he's the pinnacle of not taking it too seriously, and I have just like quick advice to everyone in chat. If you take Destiny 2 way too seriously, you will not enjoy yourself at all.
True.
The game is not going to get any better than what it is right now. I mean, obviously it's going to get better. I mean, just like cheese-wise, I don't think the cheesiness is going anywhere anytime soon. And that's just something you need to realize, and that's just the mindset I've come to realize when I came back to Destiny, is that you just need to use what you gotta use, and you just gotta have fun with the boys. There's you take it too seriously, it's not gonna be fun. People who take it seriously, I just feel bad for them. But
solid advice.
yeah, so yeah, that's definitely my biggest tip for people, is to just relax, play however you want to play, don't care what other people say, and just just do you, I'm like, this game is all about doing you, and you really got to focus on that.
Solid advice. I like that. All right. We are over the hour. Let's you guys want to click some heads?
All right, I'm down.
To click some heads. I've already been clicking heads for a bunch of hours. I'm ready to click some heads for some more.
All right, let's click some heads. So the way that we're going to work this out, chat, is we'll switch over to Be Right Back. The guests can go use the restroom. If you have some more questions, feel free to type them. They can see it. They can answer while we're on Be Right Back screen. And then we'll pull people in from chat. And obviously I know most of the people that show up in here. If you actually want to learn, type in chat and we'll split the guests up so they can teach you on more of a one-on-one basis. If not, or you're a good player, we will run against you guys and you can try and beat them.
For sure.
Sound
that
good?
Sounds good
that
to
sounds
me.
fantastic. No, this was really fun talking with you, Bobby. I
Yeah,
appreciate
this is a blast. I totally agree.
Dude, I'm glad-
I've been engaged the whole time. Like, it was great.
I'm glad you joined. I really am. I'm glad both of y'all joined.
No problem, bro.
Honestly.
No problem at all.
Yeah, it's been great.
So let's get popping. Let's switch over to the scrim portion. Yeah. If you guys need to use the restroom or anything like that, go nuts, grab some water, and I'll drop you my jug.
All right, sweet.
Absolutely, man. I'll be back.